Have you ever wondered why some people consistently achieve their goals while others struggle to make progress? The answer is deceptively simple. Some people do the work and others don't. But what drives this difference in action? Many people believe the key lies in motivation, but today we're going to explore why that belief might be holding you back.
Let's start by defining motivation. It's the internal or external force that initiates, directs, and sustains our behavior towards a goal. Motivation is what gets us excited about our aspirations and pushes us to take those first steps. It's the spark that ignites action and the fuel that keeps us going, at least initially. However, here's where many people go wrong. They rely solely on motivation to carry them through their entire journey. This dependence creates a significant problem because motivation, by its very nature, is fleeting and unreliable.
Think about it. How many times have you felt incredibly motivated to start a new diet, exercise routine, or project, only to find your enthusiasm waning after a few days or weeks? This inconsistency is why we see a constant surge in searches for motivational content. People are desperately seeking that quick fix, that burst of inspiration to get them back on track. And while it works in the short term, it's not a sustainable strategy for long-term success. So, if motivation isn't the answer, what is? The truth might be hard to swallow, but it's simple. The problem often lies in laziness or a fundamental dislike for the work at hand. These are the real barriers to consistent action, and fortunately, both are fixable with the right approach. Let's break this down further. Motivation is a physiological phenomenon, deeply rooted in our brain's chemistry. It's influenced by various factors, including our environment, physical state, and emotional well-being. This complexity means that motivation naturally fluctuates. You can't expect watching a training montage or listening to an inspiring speech to permanently alter your brain chemistry and suddenly make you love difficult tasks. This is where discipline comes in. Unlike motivation, discipline is a skill that can be developed and strengthened over time. It's the ability to take action regardless of how you feel in the moment. Discipline is what gets you out of bed for that early morning run when motivation is nowhere to be found. It's what keeps you working on your project, even when Netflix is calling your name. Developing discipline involves creating systems and habits that support your goals. It's about structuring your environment and routines in a way that makes taking action the path of least resistance. While we'll dive deeper into building discipline in a future video, understand that this is the real key to consistent progress. Now, don't get me wrong, motivation isn't entirely useless. It can be a powerful initial catalyst and a welcome boost along your journey. But treating it as the primary driver of success is a recipe for disappointment and frustration. Those who depend solely on motivation often find themselves in a cycle of short-lived bursts of productivity, followed by long periods of inaction. They're constantly chasing that next hit of inspiration, rather than building the solid foundation of habits and discipline that lead to lasting change. In conclusion, if you want to be one of those people who consistently gets things done, you need to stop waiting for motivation to strike. Motivation is often an illusion. It can make us feel like we'll always have the drive to accomplish our goals, but the reality is that motivation is fleeting. You enter a cycle of uninformed optimism, where you think this time will be different. I'll finally have the motivation to see this through, but then you discover the sheer amount of hard work and discipline required to truly succeed. And that's where your motivation inevitably dies. And because you've become so reliant on that feeling of motivation, you won't be able to get any meaningful work done without it. Instead of chasing that elusive motivation high, focus on developing genuine discipline and creating supportive habits. It's like building up your mental muscle memory. The more you practice taking action, even when you don't feel like it, the easier it becomes. Think of it like going to the gym. Some days you'll walk in feeling energized and pumped up, ready to crush your workout. But other days you'll feel sluggish and unmotivated. The difference between people who succeed and those who don't is that the successful ones show up and do the work regardless of their emotional state. Remember, success isn't about feeling good all the time. It's about doing what needs to be done, even when it's difficult or unpleasant. Embrace the grind, trust the process, and stay committed to your goals no matter what. That's how you'll ultimately achieve the success you desire.